All right.
I'm pretty sure you were fucking yelling one.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, we're in it. This is our 4th episode together. We've had to restart this twice, and it's been for stupid reasons, but we're finally here. We've had a few Modelo's apiece. I don't know how many you've had, but
I've had a couple. I've had 2 Modelo, and I'm working on the Simply Spiked. I think the same Simply Spiked lemonade from the first fucking podcast we recorded.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There was one in the back of the fridge. It's it's better than the first time, I will say. I think it needed to sit a little bit in the fridge and I don't know what the deal was, but it is better than it was.
Yeah. What was it that you had that wasn't any good? Let's ruin a sponsorship opportunity.
It's fucking sitting over there in the sink. I'm not about to get
something fuel, right? It was like something fuel.
It tasted like malt liquor with a bunch of fucking not even Hawaiian Punch, like knockoff Hawaiian Punch with no sugar. That's what it was. It was ass.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just what it is, though. No? Like, it is just fucking... I mean, that's pretty much it. You would expect it to not taste completely terrible, though. I mean, especially you. Like, I know you don't enjoy beer like I do. No. You know? Like, you prefer something that's a little fucking sweeter.
No, I mean, yeah. Or something. Like some whiskey or, just not beer. I don't like the fucking... if I feel like if I'm going to drink, I need to just put it down and get it over with, But, I don't continue.
That's a great thing to learn after 4 episodes of getting drunk with Alex. You don't even fucking like beer.
Yeah, no, I probably should have been buying liquor this whole... I'll start buying liquor from now on. I just haven't really... I'm always at the gas station. I'm never at the liquor store, It's kind of a convenience
I feel that completely. There's so many, I mean, there's plenty of fucking liquor stores in San Antonio, there's no shortage of liquor stores, but I don't know. Gas stations are just a different experience. I'm sure we've talked about how much we both love a good gas station.
I don't know if we've gone into gas stations on here. Have we? A little bit. I feel like
we should. Because they're fucking awesome. Like a good gas station experience is really it's like a guilty pleasure.
You get you get everything in there you need. It's like I don't know. I've never been to a bodega, I've never lived anywhere near one. I guess I've been to Vegas and some other fucking places where I've been in them, but I've never lived near one enough to go to one to where it was like a regular stop. But if you get a gas station that is what I'm assuming a bodega is like you get fucking, when you can pick up some cat food at the gas station, that's nice, But you can also get yourself like a decent, they got a nice little deli section.
Yeah.
And something that keeps fresh food pretty late is good,
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, not bad. It's also, I mean, a bodega, I've never been to New York, so I have no experience in this field. But, I mean, is a bodega not just a fucking gas station with no gas?
That's what I always thought it was. I swear to God, I'll talk to people and they'll be like, have you ever been to a 7-Eleven? I'll say something like, I've never been to a 7-Eleven that didn't have gas, and that just blows people away.
Yeah.
They're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, no, you fucking idiot. I don't know.
I had a funny. Well, it was just interesting. I had never really been. I had been to DC and shit, but I had never really traveled up the coast. I had never gone to New York or any of that shit up there until I went and visited my buddy in New Jersey, and I remember asking him, can we stop by a gas station? I want to pick up whatever it was. And he was like, yeah, we don't really have gas stations around here. And I was like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? I've spent most of my life in Tennessee and Texas, and I can't imagine not having a gas station within fucking a few miles of you at all times.
Yeah. I mean, you got to. At least within I don't know. The nearest gas station to my house has always been within probably about 10 minutes at most, you know?
Yeah, and most.
I mean, I know there's
Yeah.
places you could be that it's more, isolated, but like, you know. But
Yeah.
either way, gas stations are, even when you live, somewhere a little more spaced out, it does become kind of like it's like having a Dollar General nearby. That's what a good gas
Yeah.
station is they have all the shit you need. But they all, yeah, like, mm, you can get like unique local shit too. I like that in my gas stations. I love a good
Yeah.
gas station T-shirt.
I like. I'm getting a little bit of echo back on your end. It's not. I don't know.
Okay, I'll readjust and we will.
You could maybe try like turning it down. Like I can hear myself in your.
Oh, maybe I should. Yeah, my bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we need to redo everything or no?
No. I don't think so. Oh, we're good
Okay.
right now. Wherever we're at now.
Okay. Yeah.
Um.
No, I just moved my
Yeah.
laptop over.
Yeah. I think. Well, I mean, we're talking about bodegas. Like the biggest perk of a bodega is the food, is it not? And like down south, you can get fucking tremendous food at like a local gas station. You know, here in Texas, man, there's gas stations that do their own barbecue. You know, um, I mean, if a gas station doesn't have good food, I mean, what are you even really doing there?
Yeah, they need to have something. I mean, it's just the difference in just like a shitty little spot that's right there and like a place you want to frequent. I'll pay 2 cents more a gallon if you got a cheeseburger in there or some shit.
Yeah, if I can get a double bacon cheeseburger with my fucking gas, I will gladly visit your establishment and spend money.
I feel
Or
like
chicken.
I was about to say a good chicken sandwich
Yeah,
or like some just like bone-in chicken's always good.
yeah. One of the I drove through Arkansas whenever I moved down here, and it was the first time I had really. I mean, I've been to Arkansas a couple of times, but not really gone into it. And like one of the few upsides of fucking Arkansas is that there are gas stations that sell good chicken in there. I didn't really see anything else that was worth a fuck while I was driving through. You know, there's casinos, so that's
What?
fun, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's good. Casinos are good.
Yeah, but really, they're just a fucking pit stop on the way to Texas.
What gas station did you stop at in Arkansas? Do you remember? Do you remember like
Uh,
what the chain? Was there like a chain that like is not in Tennessee? I don't know, or Texas.
no, I don't, I just don't remember what it was. You know, I wish I could, but I did stop there. Um, well, I mean, I stopped there to get some lunch. So I wanted something. They did, the gas station like out front. It advertised that they had chicken. You know, like they had a fucking mascot built into like the front of the store. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
that's
like
cool.
they were advertising that they had good chicken, and so I believed them, and they did, and that was, I mean, really the only positive experience of driving through Arkansas.
What kind
Except,
of
I mean,
chicken did you get? Do you remember? Was it strips or was it like some breasts or some legs
no,
or what?
it was like strips, tenders.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and it was good. It was just fucking good. Everything else, I was in Little Rock, and fucking Little Rock sucks. Just driving through it, I can tell that it sucks. you
If you're
know,
from Little Rock, just know it fucking sucks.
Look, I'm not trying to shit on the state as hard as I am, but I'm just I'm just
Dude,
telling you what I experienced while I was
there's
driving through it.
beautiful parts. There's awesome parts of Arkansas, like there's any other state. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It would be wrong for me to not take a note of the fact that I did drive through. Like you'd be on the fucking interstate, and there would just be fucking thick, dense trees on one side and on the other, and you would just drive through that shit for miles and miles, and traffic was never fucking terrible. You know, there were a lot of trucks out on the road, but it was a pretty easy place to drive through, and some of the scenery was pretty good, actually.
Well, fuck yeah. What would you rate it out of 10? Whole experience, gas station.
Gas station experience,
Well,
or like
also,
Arkansas experience?
how are the roads too? Because every time I've driven into Arkansas, once you cross any border into Arkansas, the roads get like significantly worse.
Yeah, there is for sure some of that. But on the interstate, it's not bad. I don't know if it's fucking interstate or the goddamn highway I was on. I don't know where it was, you know, but whatever it was not bad at all. But then, like, if you took an exit or you fucking went into a town, you go into goddamn Little Rock, like I did. The roads just fucking, it's like a nosedive, kind of. The quality of roads, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's I would rate Arkansas like a fucking 4 out of 10, honestly.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough, dude.
Yeah. And it really only gets those 4 points because it's like, I mean, it's okay, you know.
That was some good gas station chicken.
Yeah, good gas station chicken. That's pretty much it. And I know people from there that are, you know, I have friends that are from there. It's obviously not the worst place ever. They have
it's just a
4 out
of 10
team that's fun, you know?
Yeah, that's good. Fayetteville's nice. They got a lot of nice shit there.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just college town.
They have casinos.
Casinos, yeah, bitch. They got casinos.
Yeah, so 4 out of 10, I think, is fair. Also, like, there's better states all around it, you know? Like, Alabama and Mississippi also suffer from that problem, tragically. You know, it's just, I mean, come on. Just fucking go one more state over and you'll have a much better time.
Big Tennessee guy. Or Florida guy, or, Texas, you know, Louisiana, Florida, Texas.
South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia.
What about Kentucky?
I don't know if I said Texas, but I'll say it again. Texas. Kentucky. Shoot. Kentucky. Look, they're not great. It's not a great state to be in, but is it the worst? When you think about all the other states, where does Kentucky really fall on your list, you know? I bet it's a little higher than you might think.
It's like, it's top 25. It's
top
about,
25.
It's not, and it's not 25.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I like Louisville. So
I think Louisville's a shithole. See, wait, was it?
But you can have. I don't want to live there, but you can have a good time in Louisville.
I drove through there about a week ago, and like a week ago today, and it was they must have just recently had some kind of fucking protest, because I don't know, everybody drove like shit and all the signs were spray painted.
Oh, okay, yeah. That I think I remember you telling me about that, and I haven't been to Louisville in years, you know, since I was in college. But I mean, that was before a lot of the big protests that went on, obviously, over the past couple of years, and you know, it was before some of the it was before a lot of the protests and a lot of the controversy and everything like that. It was you know, they had a neat little downtown. There were some fun places to get some drinks. There was a bunch of historical shit that you could go see and look at, and you know, I went to Churchill Downs, and you know, you can fucking gamble and smoke and drink your life away there if you wanted to, betting on horse races and whatnot.
It's not bad.
You can just walk in, you know. I don't know if you've been, but like on like a regular day that's not the Kentucky Derby, you can just you can buy tickets for nothing.
Is there shit in there? Is there like concession stands and shit like that everywhere?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, and like they sell food, drinks. There's massive areas dedicated to betting on horses. You know, so it's just it's pretty cool. It's fun to get kind of dressed up and fucking go out there, have you a drink, smoke you a cigar, bet on some horses that you don't know anything about.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. Fucking hell yeah. Why not? You know, life is short. Why not bet on some horses?
So I like Louisville when I went. I've not been recently. And
That's fair.
if it is as bad as you say, I probably won't be visiting anytime soon.
I mean, I would go to Churchill Downs or
Churchill.
whatever the fuck. Churchill.
Churchill.
You fucking redneck bastard.
Churchill down.
Yeah, you know what the fuck. But like, yeah, no, that sounds good. All that kind of shit sounds good. But like,
Muhammad Ali's birthplace, Louisville. So that you can go to the Muhammad Ali Museum.
That's pretty dope. I didn't know that shit. That's good.
And they have a fucking part of that museum that that you can just sit there in a chair and they have a screen on and you can watch any of Muhammad Ali's fights. All of them. Just sitting right there. It's crazy. It's cool.
That's
and
pretty
like
dope.
the house he was raised in is there. It's like this little pink house in a suburb.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I did drag my ex to go through all that stuff and she didn't give a fuck about Muhammad Ali or boxing or anything.
No, but it makes it more cultural.
I for sure just dragged her to all that shit. I mean, we did some stuff that she wanted to do, but like, I was like, we have to go to the Muhammad Ali stuff.
You have to.
I mean,
though.
I had never been. What do you want me to do? I'm a fan. I think he's the greatest of all time. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not going to go to the fucking Muhammad Ali Museum if I have my first time in Louisville.
What weight class was Muhammad Ali?
Heavyweight. He was a heavyweight fighter.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he was legit, man. He's just, his highlights are so much goddamn fun to watch. He's just clowning people. He loved to talk shit. You know? Like, there's a reason that he's an icon. And like, I don't know, you visit his hometown, you got to go do all the Muhammad Ali shit.
That is fucking cool as shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, I don't know. That's what I wanted to do, so we did it. Man, I know we wanted to start off the show with a segment that we might, oh God, man, my microphone started falling.
Oh no, mine fucking, I'm sure you heard a giant smack earlier. I fucking tossed mine in my hand.
Yeah, no, mine just like started completely sliding and I was like, no, not right now. So we were going to start off this episode with like a new segment, you know, a Mount Rushmore type segment where we're going to name our top 4 things. And we're going to start with candy bars.
Yeah.
So you have yours, if I'm not mistaken, you have yours listed 1 through 4, right? Like you have a top and a bottom.
I have a number 1 and a number 2. Actually, yeah, no, I think I have a 1 through 4.
Okay, so I think the way that we should do it is start from the bottom up.
I agree.
And like name our number 4s, discuss, move up, and because we don't know each other's list, we're actually fucking discussing all of the rules and whatever right now for the first time. But I do think that's the easy way to do it. I do have. Okay, I think. I'll just go out and say it. I told you before that I had a question about this segment because this was your idea.
Yeah.
All right. So my question is, are Reese's Cups considered a bar?
Yes, I would consider Reese's Cup a bar. And would you like to add in, if let's continue Reese's, would you want to be like Reese's Cups and Reese's Sticks count as the same thing? Or like you can count them together? Like variants of a kind of bar.
Yeah, I mean, my list is like pretty generic. I didn't like.
No, it doesn't really.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't change mine. I just want to know if you wanted to like.
I think that. I think that would be fine. I'm not. I don't. It's whatever. It's the top 4 about candy bars. We can make it mean whatever we want it to.
Yeah, we can do whatever the fuck we want. It's a free fucking country.
All right, so I did tell you before this too that I think my list might be a little. I think it might upset some people on the internet, which is fine. So like my number 4
Yeah.
is a Three Musketeers.
Dude, Three Musketeers is solid. It's a fucking
Solid.
classic.
Okay.
But like it kind of tastes like vomit a little bit. The problem, like on the inside.
So I mean,
Too much.
I wish I could say. See, I know, and that's people's complaint about it. That's why I don't think a lot of people have this in their top 4. And like, I do kind of feel where you're coming from with the fucking vomit thing. Now that I think about it, but there's just something that I really love about nougat. I fucking love that shit. Like it's just, and like that's all Three Musketeers is really just fucking nougat and
It is
chocolate.
all nougat. Yeah, and just a little thin layer of chocolate.
And so, I completely understand people that don't have Three Musketeers on their Mount Rushmore. That's totally fair. But like, if you like nougat like I do, I mean, Three Musketeers is great, and I have another one in here that's big on nougat too. So,
yeah,
that I do think will be maybe a bit controversial, but whatever.
Whatever.
What was your number 4?
My number 4 is a tie because I think one is just like a different version of the other. It's kind of stupid. Okay. But my tie for number 4 is a Crunch Bar and a Hershey's Cookies and Cream. Because it's kind of the same thing but reverse. Or they're not anything alike. I'm going to do that. I know we said we have rules, but I fuck that. So
I like that I told you to list your fucking 4th pick and you gave me 2 picks.
Yeah, they're tied for 4th. So
I understand where you're coming from. They're pretty similar. I did think about the cookies and cream one on mine. It might be like 6 or 7, on a list for me.
If I had to pick one of those, it'd be Crunch Bar though, for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's interesting. You know what? I respect that. That's a solid 4 pick.
Because if we're throwing in variants, I throw in the bunch of crunch. You can't beat those at a fucking movie theater.
Yeah, that's all very fair. I think that's a solid 4 pick. I don't know. I mean, I think it is. Cookies and cream is not bad. I don't think it's top 4 material, but a Crunch Bar is like, I mean, come on, it's a fucking classic. You always got fucking Crunch Bars in your thing at Halloween, Yeah. And like, did you ever throw any of them bitches away?
No, they're one of the first things I ate every time.
Yeah, it's simple. Fucking don't need to mess with it.
You can also
the way that it is.
I think something to think about with it is if you can freeze it or not, and I think you can freeze a Crunch Bar. That's why Three Musketeers doesn't make it for me. I've tried freezing them and it just doesn't cut it.
Yeah, I've also tried freezing them and it's not anything special. I didn't think about the freezing them though. That I don't know. I think most of mine work frozen. Whatever. It's all good. Also, I have an honorable mention that I want to shout out. You might hate these, but like paydays.
That's the peanut bar thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean that's fine. I wouldn't call it a candy bar.
I mean, it's got caramel though.
Okay, that's fair. That does count.
Yeah, it's a candy bar.
What's your fucking number 3? We got shit that we gotta discuss because we can stay on this shit for a minute.
My number 3 is it was tough, and I had to decide between two different bars, but my number 3 is Milky Way.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I said that I like nougat, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but Milky Way? Just like, I mean, I guess that's fair. Okay.
Okay, so like the one I was trying to pick between was like that and Snickers, and I like Snickers a lot, but I don't like it as much as I do the other 4 that I have on my list, and that includes Milky Way because Milky Way again is mostly nougat.
And Milky Way is a Snickers without the caramel and the fuck. No, it has caramel. It just
doesn't. Yeah, it has caramel. It doesn't have the peanuts, and that's fine. I don't need peanuts in my candy bars. They're fine. I just named Payday my honorable mention. But I don't need them in there. And like, I just really like the Milky Way.
Weird. Fucking, that's weird. But all right.
You like? Yeah, no. Yeah,
We're not judging on this show, but that's fucking weird. But all right.
the people who listen will judge me, so it's fine.
Yeah, we'll see what they say. We need to do a poll.
Yeah. Who's got the better top four?
My fucking number 3 is let me think. It's a Kit Kat. Or
fucking.
I don't know. Reese's is good. It's either Reese's. No, it's a Kit Kat over Reese's.
All right, so it's a solid pick, real solid pick. I think. I'm also that's another one that I did that I don't have in my top 4 that I think a lot of people would put in theirs, and I do really like Kit Kats. I think I like them a bit less than a Snickers. But they're still great. Sometimes you just want a Kit Kat, you know?
Yeah.
You see them in there in like a vending machine or something.
They're really breakable. You can freeze them too. I think they're better frozen, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Kit Kats are a really solid pick. And then, if you live overseas or you visit overseas or you order online, you can get you some really wild flavors of Kit Kats.
You can, can't you? Yeah, that shit's. Yeah,
I've tried some like green tea Kit Kats and
interesting.
Yeah, and it's really good. I did not have any expectations for it. I probably tried some others too that I don't remember, but I think Kit Kats are a real solid pick.
Every like 3 months, I see a new flavor somewhere. Like blueberry muffin has been going around recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, that does sound pretty good.
Yeah, I think I have one in the freezer actually. Haven't eaten it yet.
Dang.
No, I know what happened. It melted, and I stuck it in the freezer, and it wasn't salvageable. So yeah.
No, it was. Yeah, no, I definitely understand that. I'm gonna announce my number 2 whenever I put these clothes in the dryer after I get back from that.
Throw it on pause real quick. I don't have a fun fact just off the dome.
That's funny. I'm not going to pause before you say it. I'm not going to edit any of that out. But
No.
the idea was that he would say a fun fact and then just sit here in silence while I put these clothes in the dryer. But he was not ready. He did not have a fun fact prepared. So we're just going to take a break right now. All right, we're back from our little break that we had to take. Had to throw some clothes in the dryer. But my number 2 pick, Mount Rushmore of candy bars, it's a no-brainer. It's a Twix.
Twix is solid. Twix is like,
come on,
almost on my list. It just didn't quite make it. It didn't make it.
Oh wow.
If it wasn't, my number 1 is different. If it wasn't for my number 1, Twix would have been like my number 4.
Mm-hmm.
But it could have also been my number 3. It just didn't make the list. It was number 3, 4, and 5 are all kind of interchangeable, and 6, But anyways, no, that's Twix is solid though. Twix, I like the wafer. You get the caramel. It's good. They're also really good.
Yeah, really good frozen. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a Twix.
You also get 2 sticks, which is good.
Yeah, it's almost the perfect candy bar, but there's one better. But I am interested to hear your number 2.
My number 2 is, well, you've shit on it several times, but it's a Snickers bar.
No, man, I like Snickers. I just didn't put it in my top.
Snickers bar is good because you have so much going on that it feels like a full meal, and that's why it's like number 1 or number 2. It would be my number 1, but my number 1 is just a fucking different one.
Yeah, look. There's nothing wrong with having Snickers in your top 4. I think most people would. It's probably my number 5, honestly. I really do like them. I actually had one the other day, and I don't eat any of these regularly. I'm not a big sweets guy. You're more of a sweets guy than I am.
I love sweet shit,
yeah. No, I mean, I just don't eat a lot of sweets. So it's been a while since I've had any of these except for a Snickers, which I did eat recently, like yesterday or the day before. And it was it was really good. Nothing wrong with that at all. But now we're ready for our number 1s. And I think they're the same thing. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think
you don't think they're the same?
Maybe they are. What's your number one?
Yeah, my number one is Reese's Cups.
Oh no, mine's not Reese's Cups at all.
No, it's not Reese's Cups. That's
No,
crazy.
why is Reese's Cups your number one?
Oh my goodness, brother. There is. I mean, come on, man. Look, it's chocolate and peanut butter, right? It's not rocket science what they're doing over there in the Reese's factories. You know, they're putting chocolate and peanut butter in cup form, and it's fucking delicious. And you mentioned it earlier. You talking about frozen candy bars, frozen Reese's cups.
I mean, no, they're definitely they probably could be number 3, 4, 5, or 6 for me. Anywhere in there, they're interchangeable with those others.
I think they're so good. I mean, if I'm getting any kind of candy, it's gonna be some Reese's cups. I mean, I really do think they're the best. I love peanut butter, chocolate.
Dude, if you love peanut butter and chocolate, you're gonna love my number one. My number one, I don't know if you've ever had one because you see it and you don't ever think to get it. I just had it for the first time the other day. My number one is a whatchamacallit.
Oh man, that is yeah. No, I definitely was not expecting that. That's interesting. That's
Have
your
you ever
number
had
one.
one?
Yeah,
Had
but
one?
not in a long time.
Okay,
A
you need
long
to get
time.
one. You need to get one again and try because the first time I had it, it was a long time ago. The first time I had one, I don't think I was open minded about it, but
Yeah.
it's made with chocolate, peanut butter flavored crisps, and caramel. You know, you get
Okay.
you get everything. You like nougat, so it might not be your number one,
Yeah.
but you know, there's also another one called like a who's it? What is it? Is he? I don't know, some shit. But I haven't tried that one yet. The whatchamacallit though, just is it's got a lot going on, and it doesn't just melt in your hand. All the other
Yeah.
ones have a problem with doing that. Reese's doesn't make my top four because it tears when you I don't know, it breaks up, it rips the bottom off every time when you take the cup out.
Yeah, but you fucking lick that shit off.
Yeah, but I don't want to have to do all that shit.
Damn. I thought my list was going to be controversial, and then you named a whatchamacallit as your number one bar. I feel like it's a bold move. I've not had one in a long time. I will go out and get one now. Not now.
Yeah.
But at some point in the future, because now, I mean, I feel like now I've got to try one.
Yeah.
You know, um, shoot, maybe they do belong on the Mount Rushmore of candy bars, but we need to do a poll. Actually, I think would be a really solid move just to see what other people are thinking. See what other people have as their top one. You know,
Yeah.
it's probably going to be, I don't know, it'll be one of the mainstream ones. You know, it'll be like Reese's Cups or Twix or Snickers. It'll be like one of those three.
Yeah. Shit. We're already fucking 33 minutes in. We better start rolling on some of the news we got to cover because we both have to be up at a pretty early hour.
Yeah, we probably should do that. I mean, there's quite a few different things we could hop into. You know, what's like the most recent one would probably be Israel and Gaza.
We can do Israel and Gaza. We can do China, Taiwan.
Yeah, I think actually we could do actually let's just focus on China and Taiwan for a minute because nothing on the podcast has been said about Nancy Pelosi's visit there, and I mean China's goofy if they think they're going to pull any shit.
Yeah,
Like when a major U.S. government official is visiting Taiwan. You know, there's no chance. You're not going to do anything. Anything that they say, any of them, you know, it doesn't matter who it's coming from. It's just saber rattling. They're not going to do anything at all. You think they're going to do something to Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House? It would be crazy to do that. Crazy to do that. Biden just murked the top Al Qaeda guy.
He did.
You know?
He did. It's a good dub going into the midterms.
Yeah. We talked about this the other day too, but like he's had he's had a pretty good week.
Yeah.
You know, if you're looking at it from like shit that he wanted to get accomplished, I mean, killed the leader of Al Qaeda. Gas is going down. It's not where it needs to be. Obviously, it's still way too expensive. Believe me, I understand it.
It is slightly more affordable than it was.
Yeah, it's not as high as it was.
Saving about $15 a week, I would say.
Yeah, from like when it was at its peak, and it was just completely fucking brutal.
Yeah. But if you're somebody who works in, like, you know, if you have any business at all that requires you to use fuel, it probably is, you know, big. It helps some, but it's not nearly where it needs to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, continue. Yeah, Pelosi.
Passed the CHIPS Act to increase, like, I'm slipping. Like,
What did that shit do?
it's like God damn it, it's like semiconductor chips. It's like shit
Oh,
that
it
we
was that
use
kind
for
of chips. I didn't know if
computers,
they were using it.
iPhones.
I figured it's some acronym for like some fucking.
I mean, chips is, but like,
Yeah,
it's
but like,
also referring to like literal chips. But like
I
shit
figured
that
it
we
was.
use for our phones, computers, smart technology.
What's the immigration one that they always use?
Um, Wait, what do you mean?
That they for like the for like kids born here who went to school. It was Dreamers.
Dreamers, yeah.
There's always some shit like that. Like it's all caps and shit. And,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But yeah, Semiconductor Chip Act, really good. And a lot of Republicans voted against it. And, you know, they hit Joe Biden and they'll hit Democrats on being too soft on China. But like, this is a bill. I mean, like a majority of like semiconductor chip shit that's made is made in China or Taiwan, you know. But we have the capacity to do that shit here. We
Why the
have the
fuck don't we?
materials. We can do it here in Texas, you know, like Sierra Blanca region. I mean, they found the minerals that are needed to make that kind of stuff. And I mean, you know, like Texas is ready to go. I don't know how other states are handling it, but
Isn't it advantageous to use our fake money to prop up another country and just steal all their materials so we can just have ours in reserves for as long as we can? And if we have to use our military to, you know, defend that money is valuable.
I don't think we have to go that route.
But that's what we always do.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think we do either. No, fuck it. I agree. Goddamn. Not just energy independence, but like just independence complete from all the rest of the world is good. And then flying the fuck off of this planet and harvesting shit off the moon and every other fucking thing that flies by.
What are we going to harvest off the moon?
Shit we need to make nice cell phones.
Damn. Somebody should let Elon know.
Dude, they need to let me on. They need to just let me fucking just let me talk to him.
They might not be aware. Yeah, no, I don't know. I think there's a lot of benefit to making shit here in America. You know,
yeah,
I think anytime we can do that is a plus. You know, there's
we
no
need to
question.
make good quality shit in America. We need to make shit that like I'm okay with other people making like if China wants to mass produce a little part of like a phone charger in China and send it over here, and then we assemble it in the USA is good. I don't mind if like the little pieces were made somewhere else, as long as they aren't making pieces that can track any of our shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a really big. Well, you know, if you're talking trade, right? Like you're either a protectionist or you're on the more globalist side of things. And I think there's definitely, there's obviously pros and cons to both. You know, it's naive to think that you can thrive as a major country in 2022 without being interconnected into like this international economic alliance, basically.
That's why I'm
like
saying like it's good to position yourself as the person who's like completing the things rather than the person who is on the very front end manufacturing place of it. So that way, like, oh yeah, another that's good. That way you're dictating like the final price of things, and you're keeping your dollar strong, and the rest of making the rest of the world use your dollar. You know.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
It's I think I mean that was just it was another example of some legislation that Biden has gotten through that I mean it's largely seen as a win. Another one I would say is the PACT Act. Um, that one was about like veterans, burn pits, expanding health care coverage to them.
Did they take that nonsense out of that one or no?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Hmm.
But they did pass it. And, we definitely need, that's a pretty good bill to pass. I don't know if they took any nonsense out, but
Whatever. Yeah, there was enough good in it that there always going to be some nonsense. Something about
yeah.
like some spending that was just like not really clear of where it was going to go and was just can be
Oh,
used in
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. I do remember that now that you mention it, but I can't remember the details. It was exactly about that, though. It was like where the money could be spent. I think, I think the conservative argument was that like that money would end up being used for something else. But and I know that like Republicans got a lot of shit for voting against it initially, but it did pass. So, I mean, that's a pretty good, that's a solid dub for Biden too. Uh, Now, one that I that I think is a little more controversial, the recent spending bill that passed the Senate. It passed the Senate this afternoon or this evening, as a matter of fact. I don't know if you saw that or not,
They love
but
spending money. They just love spending money on whatever the fuck. It's going to
it's
help
the
inflation.
Inflation Reduction Act, though.
We're going to reduce inflation by printing a shit ton more money. That'll bring it down. That's so fucking
Oh,
ridiculous.
yeah, no, it is. I mean, it's and I mean that's the Republican line. I feel like, it's like Democrats are trying to label this as an inflation reduction thing, but they're actually just spending more money. And they are spending quite a bit of money. I mean, there's politicians argue all the time over like spending that ends up not accounting to all that much. But this reconciliation bill, this tax, climate, whatever else you want to throw in there, that this bill, it spends a lot of money, and it spends a lot of money on fighting climate change. Or that's the idea, that's why they're calling it a tax and climate bill. We're talking $400 billion total for just the climate change shit. That's not talking about all the other stuff. But
They're not spending it on shit that matters. I don't think. I'm assuming they're not.
yeah,
They never do.
yeah, no, I mean it's hard to believe that all of that money is going to go towards something that's worthwhile. It's a lot. You can't. You can't transfer funds in the government with without a leaky bucket. I don't know,
You know
something
what
like that.
crazy statistic is? It's
What's that?
like somewhere between like 80 and 90% of all of like green energy stuff is located in like rural red states.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and they don't vote for it, but they still like I don't know. It's just everywhere. A lot of it in Texas, like North Texas.
Oh yeah, yeah. Texas is big on solar energy, man. I mean, even just in the neighborhood that I live in, I mean, there's quite a bit of. I mean, there's a lot of houses with solar panels on them, and I know something else. This bill did was it ended a moratorium that Trump had set on offshore wind power. So Yeah, they're going pretty hard. There's like three key components of the climate spending in there. Well, there's like four. So there's electric vehicles, which uh, it's been pretty funny to see various Biden administration officials getting in trouble for not in trouble, but you know what I mean for talking about electric vehicles. You know, they're just like go out and get a fucking electric car, and it's like man,
Oh yeah. It's just like,
like
dude,
Pete Buttigieg and then the Granholm, Jennifer Granholm, something like that, Energy Secretary, whatever her name is. Both of them, they get it in shit for that all the time. It's just like people are going to transition to buying electric vehicles, and it's like not unless them prices go down, brother.
they don't understand. They don't get it.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not, I'm not in the market for a fucking solar car. You know, and I
No,
mean, if you don't live in a major city, I mean, how
there's
close
no.
are you to the nearest charging port?
And
I mean,
if like, even if you are, if there's like, so let's say there's like 10 in your hometown, which I think there might be about 10 in your hometown. So, like, if 10 more people get electric cars, then guess what? There's no more fucking things available. Let's say 30 more people get electric cars. Like, dude, you gotta sit there for 2 hours to charge that shit up. No one's ever gonna there's never gonna be one free.
damn, is that
It's
how
just
long
it's
it
not
takes?
developing
2 hours?
fast enough. Say what?
Is that how long it takes? Two
I think
hours?
it might. I think I'm probably exaggerating, but
I have
like
no idea.
I think it's like it's the lowest I've seen just to get like somewhat of a charge is like 25 minutes. And so think about that. Like you already sit at a gas pump. If you're sitting at a gas pump for more than 3 minutes waiting on somebody, you're like, holy fuck, get out of the way. You know?
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to sit at a gas station for 25 minutes just sitting there. You know, I guess you could charge it at home, can't you?
I think it's going to be good for, yeah, you can charge it at home, but like I think it's going to be good for, if that is what they do and they don't get more powerful batteries, it's going to be good for smaller towns who get charging stations and can kind of bring up their local tourism shit.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So you know how you're driving down the interstate. We're about to have to wrap this up because I got to fucking go to sleep soon. But
Yeah,
so you're driving down the fucking interstate and you see like some states have it. Like I was driving through, I think Ohio, and they had it. It's like next rest stop has 18 parking spots available to sleep in. And then the
yeah,
next one down the road has like 50. And you're like, okay, that's cool. So why don't you just do that with charging stations? I don't know. They're gonna have
yeah,
to. They're gonna have to do some shit.
yeah. I mean, it's inevitable at this point. It's not a bad thing either. It's just, I don't know that many people with electric cars. I know some, but I think trying to convince the general populace that getting electric cars is a good idea is just it's going to be a tough sell just because of how expensive it is and just the economic situation that we're in overall with inflation. We're in a recession, you know, like
Yeah.
it's tough, man. And then like you're trying to pitch the idea of electric cars to people. It's going to be as difficult as trying to pitch the message of solar panels or wind turbines to people. I mean, the government doesn't pay for solar panels like it used to. Trying to convince people to go green is it's just not really as easy as it sounds. And there's all sorts of other issues, that go with, like solar panels in particular are they have some pretty notable problems. It's not like they can't be a part of the solution. I mean, they absolutely can. And if somebody wants solar panels, they should definitely be able to get some for their house or their business or whatever they want to get them for. But there are problems, with them. Is that they have to get replaced. I mean, if you get solar panels today, you're probably going to have to replace them in 25 years, and those solar panels that are getting replaced because people are having to get theirs replaced like right about now. It all ends up in a landfill somewhere.
We'll know in about 3 years where all these solar panels are ended up.
Yeah, Well, and we know that like in the landfills that they are going into, that it pollutes like water and gives off all these different toxic chemicals and shit like that. And it's cheaper to make a new solar panel than it is to recycle one. So they just throw all these old solar panels away, and that's not great. That's not ideal for something that's supposed to be like a really green energy source.
Yeah, no, it's no good.
We haven't even
Shit.
talked about the price of batteries.
No, fuck no. And then storing it and everything else, and then, sun's out one day or sun's not out one day, and just it kind of fucks everything up. You gotta just kind of do a little bit of everything. All right, yeah, you want to let's fucking close it out for the good listeners to the fucking Bonfire Briefing Pod. What can we be expecting over the next month of August?
Yeah, well, I'm looking to as far as the podcast goes, I'm looking to bring on a guest that's running for Congress in the next election cycle, and she's liked some stuff on the podcast before, but it'll be really interesting to have her on. And um, I'm also looking to talk with Mark Tippett, the Libertarian candidate for governor here in Texas. So some pretty big things coming up on the podcast. Some great guests that are going to be on. This episode here, if you've enjoyed it, will be out sometime tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, something like that. It's going to come out tomorrow. But yeah, no, I think it's been interesting. I think we settled.
We got into some of the shit. We got into some of the shit we need to discuss. The candy bar situation did occupy a fair amount of the thing, but just everybody get you a whatchamacallit and you'll understand what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, go get a whatchamacallit and report back. Tag the podcast at Bonfire Brief Pod. We're out.
All right, yeah.